Hi HOP teachers, this is Tektosa Rob, and in this video we're going to go over how to take your tests that are on Word and then convert them to ExamView for those of you out there that have ExamView, and then from ExamView upload it into your Canvas class so that way each of these questions can become a question in your Canvas quizzes and you can put them in different word banks and so forth. So in order to do that, you'll have to make your test on Word. For those of you that have already kind of made a bunch of quizzes or tests in Word for the math functions, and it needs to follow a certain format. So what you're going to do first is you're going to put the quiz name, and then you're going to put the category of question. So essay is like anything that would where they would have to write or a longer explanation. If you had multiple choice, then you would put all your multiple choice in one section and then label that multiple choice. And this ExamView kind of cheat guide can help you if you just search it, and it'll kind of give you some of the rules of how it's supposed to look when you're setting it up. So for true false, you would put true false, and then you would put your true false question, and then after you put the answer with the colon and true. For multiple choice, you have your answer as B. Let's see, should be another. Oh, here we go. And so these are all the types of questions that you could have. Essay, problem, yes, no, true, false. That's what you would put at the top of the question. And for essay, you're going to leave the answer blank. And there's also a few other codes here that we're not really going to go over today. Okay, so let's go back to our test. And so after you set up your first question, you'll put the question there. And then if you have any charts or, graphs or anything like that, this needs to be in picture form. And it can't be like this inserted shape that's right here that we kind of put in when we went to shapes. It needs to be a picture that you can kind of move around. Otherwise, it's not going to pick it up. It's going to think it might be part of the question, or it's not even going to recognize it. So after you put your first question and then the whatever else you need to, then you put the answer. And because it can't really grade this answer, we're leaving the answer blank. And we're going to number 2, putting in everything, number 3, number 4, so forth, one after the other. Okay, and then once you're done, if you go to File, you're going to want to save your quiz or test as, I'll just save it to my desktop real fast, but as a rich text format. Okay. After you save it as a rich text format, then you're going to want to close it, so that way it's not being used by more than one program. And you're going to want to go to your ExamView. You can search it down here, but it's the ExamView import utility. So on this desktop we have ExamView Test Generator, ExamView Test Manager, ExamView Test Player. So we'll have to search this ExamView import. There it is, import utility. Okay, so we're going to open that up. And we're going to find the quiz on our desktop. Okay, so this bottom one right here is where you want to save it. And just for right now purposes, we're going to save it to our desktop. And that's where it's going to be saved. And then in this middle area, this is where we're going to find our quiz. And our quiz was also saved on the desktop. And it's going to bring it up. And then we're going to select the quiz that we want, and I've already kind of made one here, and I'm going to hit select. It's going to come down here, and then you're going to hit next. And I wouldn't really worry about any of these, at least for right now. This is just basic, showing you. I haven't really played with all of these either. So now we're going to hit next, and again, I guess we could set up the formatting, how we want the different question styles to look like, what we want our numbers to look like. But this might not work in Canvas, so I would just leave this alone. And again, it just gives us the keywords. Make sure that we set these up correctly. Again, these might help later. You might want to take a picture of these, write these down. And then we're going to go to next again and finish. Okay, and then once it's finished, it's going to save to your desktop here. And now we can export it. So let's hit finish. And so I've already done this one, but I'm just going to hit yes to all. And in this test one that I did, I have one question. And so it'll let you know here. It's not going to show everything, but it'll let you know there. And then what you can do is, then you can find your test here. Open it up. And then it's going to bring in that one question. So again, we have our title, our essay, the question that I wrote down, it brought in the chart, and the answer was blank, and so it even puts in their answers blank, and it gave it 1 point. Okay, so from here, now it's in exam view, and now we want to export it to Canvas. So what you're going to do next is you're going to go to File and Export, and you're going to select this WebCT CE6 Vista file, and you're going to export it to your, wherever you can find it easily. I sent it to my desktop, so instead of hitting save, I'm just going to cancel out of here. But you can name it and save it to wherever you want. And here it is right here, export to Canvas 1.0. So now you just go into your Canvas, and let's go to one of our courses. Okay, once you're in your home page, go ahead and go to Import Existing Content. Okay, so I went to the QTI zip file. I selected the file, Export 2.0 to Canvas. I gave it a new question bank, create a new question bank name. I called it Yamasaki. And I hit Import. Okay, now let's go to Quizzes. And what's going to happen is that it's going to import it as an unnamed quiz. I'm not sure why it's doing that right now, but at least it's going through. So when we select our quiz, it's going to have the questions here, 4 questions. We can see it through preview. And here's our questions, which can be edited. But we can add, more things in there, or this is where the students would, put their answers, and they can upload a picture if they did it that way. And the second one didn't have those circles there, so again, it needs to be a picture file. And then our third one, this was a picture file, so that went through, as well as the last one was a picture file, and that went through as well. And let's say if you wanted to edit this, you would keep editing this quiz. You would go to the questions. And then you would get this little edit this question to pop up. And then update this question. You could, rename it if you wanted to. Give it a different amount of points. And add on to it with other questions that you have. Okay, so when you're done, you save and publish, and it'll be ready for your students to take. Well, I hope this helps. You take your word tests and change them to exam view and then to Canvas. If you have any other questions, please contact any of your Tech Tosas. We're always available to help.